Hello, and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. On the daily chart, no change. Quick reminder that we are looking at either here a wave 4, which is already unfolding since, well, end of November or even early December. Again, that's debatable where that third wave finished, yeah. And the main point here is that it could just already be a pretty established ABC flat correction, which will lead to a sideways correction. Already looks quite healthy in terms of a correction, especially compared to how the wave 2 looks like. Okay, it's a pretty healthy correction. That's one scenario. In this scenario, a low could already be in, or maybe with the next low. Yeah, maybe we need to touch 91,630 again, but from a daily chart point of view, that's just noise. Overall, it means that this move down could complete the wave 4, and then we could be setting up for the fifth wave to the upside into the direction of 130k or higher, but probably 130k. Depends on where that fourth wave really forms a low. Just to show you, you know, with these fourth waves, we can really, I mean, we have 130k, and we discussed that today in our member live stream, during which I gave an outlook for some asset classes, including obviously Bitcoin as a key chart for 2025, and we discussed possible topping structures and everything. We discussed the 130k level again as a absolute key level. So if you want the detailed explanation behind that, feel free to check out the member live stream. The recording is available. However, what I want to show is you can calculate that even more precisely by taking the length of waves 1 to 3. Then we go to the low of the wave 4. But again, the challenge is I have no confirmation yet that a low is in. Let's say it is in, then we're dealing with targets around 118k, smaller degree targets, 130k obviously, that's the larger degree one, and 140k. So this would be a target range that we can look at and make it more precise. But it doesn't, you know, there's no point doing that until we really, until we really get a low in place. And again, the low could be in. Therefore we pay attention to the microstructures on the 1 hour time frame. Now, in the white scenario, a wider ABC structure is possible, because the wave 4 then only started recently, a few days ago, with this last swing high labeled circle 3. So that's what we're watching. And there is very specifically the potential that a low has happened already. And you see that on the daily chart, there's a small reversal candle. Okay, you know, we've come down since then again, but we haven't broken below that Friday, the 20th of December low. And on the smaller time frame, there is a potential the low is in, or at least that the B wave starts. So on the smaller time frame, which we're going to take a look at in a few seconds, the main question is, do we get one more low or not? Here on the daily chart, the question is more, are we dealing with the wave 4 in orange or with the wave 4 in white? But that doesn't really interest us on the smaller time frame, because one more low or not, the main question is, do we turn around? And then we can deal with the question, okay, is it the B wave bounce, or are we already in the fifth wave? So let's take a look at the smaller time frame, where we can actually see a small reaction to our micro support area we discussed in the last videos. So it's looking good, looking somewhat promising. I mean, a lot of the altcoins now need a bounce, but we'll see if it happens. I mean, here on the Bitcoin chart, we see a small reaction, but it's too small at the moment. So here we can say, yep, we have a possible 5-wave move down in the making, which could complete that larger fourth wave, right? That's one scenario. In this scenario, the market would most likely break below 93,740, and we get one more low. If we get one more low, then first of all, to get that further confirmed, we need a break below 93,740. That's the lower boundary of our micro support area. And then the price would likely move down to 90k. There is some support around the 91k area. We have these previous swing lows, and the volume profiles show a spike in that area. Bit of a spike. I need to zoom out a bit more. Second. Here. So it's here, yeah, where we have a bit of, because the volume came in there, right? So it's possible that this happens again should the market test that area again around 91k. Doesn't mean we have to get there, right? First of all, we would need a break below support, okay? 93,740. So what I mentioned earlier today, and that was sort of my commentary, we can watch for 5 waves down. Certainly one more low is possible, but there is some support, and it takes a break below 93,730 or 740 to suggest we're getting that 5th wave down. So until then, we were watching here possible 5 up, 3 down move. And really, the bulls need to turn up here now. I mean, they're kind of doing it, but is it sustainable? Only I guess the next few hours will tell. This is obviously what I said, one more low or not. And the box here, the lower boundary line, and also here, 2 fib levels are meeting actually around 93,000, around about 740. That level is the pivot between one more low and, okay, we're going higher. And then we can deal with the question, if we go higher, is it just the white C wave of a larger B wave bounce? Or are we already going higher, in that 5th wave up? Both possible, but that is not so important on the smaller time frame. On the smaller time frame, the target would be probably the resistance area here, specifically the 61.8 retracement at 101,870. And we can actually also add the 100% extension. I mean, if a low is in, and again, it's too early to say, at least we get some volume. Yeah, it's probably here 101,200. I'll leave that on the chart for now, because it could be that we are moving there now. At least we get some volume. It's coming in, a little bit of volume and some movement, right? Yeah, that gives you all the details actually. I mean, overall, nothing's changed, but at least we see a bit of action. So I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also, make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.